Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are new, welcome. One of the type of buns that I like the best to make my sandwiches or my burgers on are onion buns. Now, I'm not a huge onion fan in general as far as just putting it on anything and everything, but there's something about putting just a little bit of onion in my bread when I am making burger buns or sandwich buns that brings those burger and sandwich buns to a whole different level. It turns a boring sandwich or a boring burger into this item that when I bite into it, my taste buds want to sing. And so today's recipe is for keto-friendly, gluten-free onion buns. These are so quick, so easy, and so good. They contain no yeast, which means no standing around waiting for them to rise. You just mix them together, put them on the baking sheet, bake them, bam, they're ready to eat in 30 minutes. These are also made with coconut flour, and the coconut flour gives these buns a taste and texture that is so close to traditional buns that you will not be able to tell the difference. They are that good. And if you want printable versions of these, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find printable versions of these and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Also, when you click the subscribe button, right next to the subscribe button, there's a little notification bell. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you can be notified every time I put out a new video. And while you do that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. If you're wanting to make these sandwich size, then lightly spray 4 to 5 wide-mouth mason jar lids with cooking spray. Use a silicone brush and spread the cooking spray. Make sure it gets all the way around the inside of the lids because you do not want the buns to stick to the lids. If you're wanting to make these into hamburger size buns, then you'll need to make hamburger bun rings out of foil. And if you want to know how to do that, you can check out my blog. I'll put a link in the description and that'll show you how to do that. You don't absolutely have to have these holders in order to make this. You can make it without the holders. The holders just help so as they're baking, they bake in a more circular form. Otherwise, you run the risk of them not being so circular. So it's up to you whether or not you want to deal with the holders or not. Either way, right here, we're using the mason jar lids for sandwich size rolls. If you're using the mason jar lids, after you've sprayed them, place them upside down on your lined baking sheet. If you're using the foil holders for burger buns, make sure you lightly spray the foil holders and place them on the lined baking sheet. In a medium skillet, over medium-high heat, place 2 tablespoons of oil of your choice. I'm using avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you want. Let it preheat for about 5 minutes or just until the oil is warm. Add 1/4 of a medium-sized onion. I'm using a red onion. You can use whatever onion you want. Let the onion cook for just about 5 minutes or until it's soft and lightly browned. Then set it aside. In a large mixing bowl, combine 1/3 cup of coconut flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Use a whisk and whisk these together until they're fully combined and there's no lumps in the flour. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Beat on low for 10 seconds or just long enough to get the dry ingredients moist. Then increase the speed to medium and beat on medium for about 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined. Scrape down the sides and push all of the batter to the center of the bowl. Add 1/4 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. Then beat on medium for another 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined and the batter is smooth. Scrape down the sides and push all of the batter to the center of the bowl. Then use a hand whisk and whisk the batter just for a few seconds just to make sure that there are no lumps hiding in the batter. Sometimes coconut flour can lump up in little tiny lumps, so you want to make sure that there are no lumps hiding and that everything is fully smooth. Once it's smooth, gradually fold in a half cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Just do it in small portions, sprinkle a little in, fold it in until it's evenly distributed in the batter, then add a little bit more. Fold it in until it's evenly distributed, until the entire half cup of shredded mozzarella has been folded in and evenly distributed throughout the batter. Once the mozzarella cheese has been fully distributed, then scoop the batter out either 1/3 cup or 1/2 cup at a time. If you're using the mason jar lids for sandwich size buns, then scoop it out 1/3 cup at a time. If you're using the foil rings to make burger size buns, then scoop it out a 1/2 cup at a time. And place the scoop in the middle of the mason jar lids or the foil rings, whichever one you're going to be using. Place the scoop right in the center. Then use a small spatula or a butter knife and shape the batter into a smooth circle. You want to try to get it as rounded and as smooth as possible because these really don't spread very much. So pretty much whatever shape you put them in, that's the shape they're going to come out as. So if you just plop the scoop down in the center of the mason jar lid or the foil ring, you just plop the scoop down and you don't try to shape it, it's going to come out looking as whatever shape that you've plopped it onto your baking sheet. So you want to try and shape it into a circular shape with a smooth top as much as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want it to look like a burger bun when it comes out, or a sandwich bun. Once the batter's been scooped and shaped, then sprinkle 1 to 2 tablespoons of the cooked onion over the top of each bun. Spread it out a bit to where it covers the entire top. You can put more or less depending on how much onion you like. Also, if you really like a lot of onion in your onion buns, you can fold a little bit of extra onion inside the batter before you shape the buns. It all depends on how much onion you like. I personally don't like a whole lot of onion chunks in my buns, but if you like more onions in it, you're more than welcome to fold some more of the cooked onion in with your batter before you shape the buns. Otherwise, just sprinkle a little bit on top. Then place them in the oven at 400 degrees and bake for 15 to 20 minutes or until they're lightly golden. For me, when I made the sandwich size buns using the mason jar lids, it took 17 minutes. And when I make the burger buns using the foil rings, it takes about 21 minutes. So everybody's oven is going to be different. Just remember, what you're looking for is for them to be golden. They still will be soft. I've said this before, I will say it again. Gluten-free baked goods are soft when they come out. They will continue baking as they sit on the baking sheet. So don't look for it to be firm, look for it to be golden. Once the buns are golden, remove them from the oven and let them sit on the baking sheet for about 15 minutes so that all the ingredients can set into place really well. Once they've sat for 15 minutes, use a butter knife and gently loosen the buns from the mason jar lids or the foil rings, whichever one you used. Make sure you're gentle because these still will be warm, and gluten-free baked goods are fragile when they're warm. So just go gentle. Once the buns are loosened from the mason jar lids or the foil rings, then gently press them out and put them on a wire rack so they can cool completely before slicing them. Do not try to slice them while they're warm. Let them cool completely. Once they're cooled completely, slice them in half. Then fill them with whatever you want, whatever type of sandwich or burger you want. Fill it up. If you want an extra fluffy sandwich or burger, you can use one of these as a top bun and one of these as a bottom bun, but that is a lot of bread. But some people like really fluffy buns, so It's up to you. If you want it more fluffy, you're more than welcome to do that, but just remember that does double your carb count. So either way, whether you choose to slice it in half like I'm doing, or you choose to use one for a top, for a bottom, that's up to you. Just eat and enjoy.
And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.